I gave Mike this beautiful speech last week about how Jordan was like, I really think you should really make Saturdays like a thing that you don't miss out on, so that you can keep that going up with like Mike and your friends. And I was like, yeah, totally. So I said that last week, and then this weekend that came and passed, she had some friends that flew out that they were in a film festival, and so that's what we went to go see. So I was gone all weekend.
Mm-hmm. You know how I found out that Mike wasn't coming to coffee on Saturday morning? Ryan texts me and goes, "Hey, so Mike's in LA this weekend. Do you still want to meet up like at Daily Brew or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, Ryan, I do."
Wait, so Ryan went out to Daily Brew?
Yeah, Ryan went out to Daily Brew. It was me, Ryan, and Martin. Yeah. Suck on that, Mike.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals. They're about to make that very clear.
All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Walking Blind. Damn it. Do it again, Mike. Do it again. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind Podcast. This is episode 81 of the show where we like to normalize checking in on the homies. I'm Mike. That is also Mike, and we have a special guest in the house. You can say that we seasoned the beef, if you will. That we maybe we even, devoured the beef. But we've got the man himself. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call you O'Brien Backline.
That's all right.
O'Brien Backline, ladies and gentlemen.
The beef is sizzling for now. It's on a simmer.
It's on a simmer.
Low simmer.
One of the hosts of our Pod Brothers, Share the Backline. He came in to get redemption for Jesse's episode, which just dropped on their page. You guys can go check that out. We're here now. We're here. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Dude, you sound so much more professional than us already. What's going on?
Dude, we looked up we watched so many hours of videos on how to become like good podcasters before we even started podcasting. And most of it was about not saying or and we completely ignored all of it.
Dude,
it's like no inside jokes, no this and that. And we're like, man, fuck this list.
That's our entire podcast.
Our entire podcast is
references to people that will never be on the podcast.
Breathing hard. We're just all breathing heavy. I try to keep the mic as far away as possible.
Yeah, like clearing your throat. I'm just like crushing lattes the whole time, just all phlegmed out.
I was gonna say, how'd you guys stop doing that and or you guys just didn't?
Bean boozle. No, we made rules. It's a little bit of what do you call it? Negative reinforcement.
So if you guys do one of these or one of the faux pas on the podcast,
whatever we find that is kind of that we start noticing a lot is that whole glass ceiling thing. Is it glass ceiling, glass shatter, where somebody points something out and then you can't.
Oh yeah, glass shatter.
Yeah. You like all you hear is that word or that inflection you keep making, and then now with the Bean Boozle, we'll make rules for each other, and then if somebody says it, we get called out right away, and then we got to eat one.
That's smart.
Yeah, not wanting to taste rotten eggs for the entire episode is a good deterrent.
And then with Bean Boozled, it's like it could be buttered popcorn or it could be vomit, right? Like it's an either or type thing.
Exactly.
Maybe we should try this, Mike.
Oof, I don't know. Because I'm constantly stopping myself from moving on to the next thought. Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to think. But I take way too long, so I do a lot of so I'd be fucked.
Yeah, it does suck because also I hate the dead air when I'm listening to a podcast because I think a phone call's coming in. So whenever it just goes silent, I look at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, who's calling me?
It's always also kind of a weird. It's like a weird thing when you're actually recording the podcast. Once you hit that dead air and you're like, what do I say right now? So that it's not just.
It is a snowball effect.
I like it.
And you know what you're gonna say next, and you're thinking about it at the same time, but you realize you've waited too long, and it's just like, should I even say it now? Oh my god, what do I do? And I'm looking at this guy for answers, or barely, and he's just staring at me like,
Like, what are you doing?
Anytime I try to find something on my phone, it'll be like dead silence. Mike will be like, captivating audio.
This is just captivating audio, man.
Yeah, it's good radio.
So I feel like we asked Beardley about this when he was on our episode, but like, what was your side of things? What was the driving force behind getting into podcasting and getting into like being on the show and things like that?
Not wanting to do it. Well, that was kind of the driving force.
So you were the mic.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was all his idea, and I'm really into things that scare the shit out of me. So like I'm terrified. I have like arachnophobia, so I'm like super into spiders.
Really?
For some reason, yeah. It's just that whole. I don't know. Like I'm afraid of heights too, so I like going up, like looking over edges and stuff.
You just like, is it like an adrenaline thing? Like
Yeah,
like
I guess so.
adrenaline?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he told me he wanted to start a podcast, and he's like, "Oh, I want to do it with you." And I was just like right away, I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And in my head, I was like, "What the fuck? Shut up, dude! You want to get on a podcast?" Like I hated my own voice. And then he's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a video podcast too." I was like, "Great!" Like I get to look at myself too. So it was. There go. See, you hear it every time. But it was definitely the first few episodes was kind of same thing with spiders. It was immersion therapy because after every episode, he would drop it Friday at 6 a.m. We would drive into work and he would put it on. He'd be like, "Watch this,"
Yeah.
and he would make me sit and watch it like the entire episode. So it got gradually easier to do, and also it was weird coming here to see 2 singers and another drummer, and I came here with a guitar player and I didn't have my drums with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like this new transition of my life in music, you know, like talking about it instead of doing it.
So let's jump even further back then. So you play drums. What's your what was that history with like punk rock, heavy music, or any type of music really that got you into playing drums? Like, do you remember what was that first influence that you had that was like, I want to fucking get those.
I gotta get a kit.
Yeah. I want to fucking hit these barrels, you know?
That got me into drums. I was an insomniac as a kid, like really early on.
So you just
So
made everybody else stay awake at night?
Yeah, I would stay awake with my dad worked. I was a latchkey kid, so like my mom would work nights. My dad would come home at night, just before she went to work, and I would stay up to kind of see that transition, you know, and see them both together.
Yeah.
And I would I thought I was like being sneaky, and I would hide behind the couch while my dad was watching TV, and he would watch like the late night shows, and it was Conan O'Brien with Max Weinberg.
Oh,
Okay.
sick.
and Smitty on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I would watch him, and that was the first time I was like, "That's what I want to do." It's
Oh,
pretty sick. Like I want to play drums.
On a talk show?
Yeah. And then when I was like
Sick.
6 years old, I went to my older brother's friend's house, and he had these records laying around and one of those ghetto blasters, you know, with the CD player and the tape decks and everything. And the Black Album had just came out, and he also had Euthanasia from Megadeth and Justice for All. And those were laying out, and they were outside playing or whatever. And I was just like figuring out how the CD player worked. And I was just like listening to them, like listening to Blackened and One, and then Enter Sandman and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went to Mexico. I think I was like 12 years old, 11 or 12. And that summer, my cousin just so happened to pick up a drum set. He was like my age too.
Yeah.
And he knew how to play. And I was just like freaked out that somebody I knew
Yeah.
my age knew how to play drums, and he taught me how to play Enter Sandman.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah. Then my parents bought me my first kit, which turned out to be stolen.
Wait. So were you into like metal and stuff going into that?
Yeah.
Or was that your introduction?
for sure.
What got you into metal?
Just that. Well, I got into like grunge first, like 90s, you know. I was really young, but that was very influential, like Pearl Jam and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
Yes.
Soundgarden, stuff like that. And then, so it was kind of like a mix between that and those old metal records that I found on the floor there.
That's sick. It's cool because you have such a like definite defining moment for like, yeah, this is where I fucking discovered. Like if you ask me that same question, which is why I always ask people, I'm always like, there was this time when like, you know, I just thought guitars looked cool, and then I didn't touch one for like 7 years, and then I found one, you know, like it's like
Yeah,
this
for
weird
sure.
like like bunch of stories that lead up to actually doing music and shit.
Yeah. That's probably the only thing that has a clear origin for me because my memory is so shitty. Like I have like bits and pieces of my life in my head and memories and things like that, but I can't really put anything into a clear chronological order.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks, but
Well, as long as the memories are there, it doesn't matter when they happen. They happened.
yeah.
I have a drum story.
Let's hear it, dude.
So when MBR started, we already knew who was gonna be in the band before we had any instruments basically, and so it took time for us to finally get, like, I got guitar, my buddy got bass, and my buddy Jose hadn't gotten drums yet, even though he knew how to play drums. He just didn't have a kit, and it was kind of frustrating because he was just not like going, like he wasn't saving money to buy it, whatever. And so for my birthday, I was like, fuck it. So like I bought like the shittiest kit I could, or that I could afford. And then when I bought that, he basically he bought cymbals, or maybe he had cymbals for some reason. But yeah, that was like the first kit. And so he played on my sound percussion kit that I just bought, just so we could have a drum set.
Hell yeah.
And that's what he like learned on. And then eventually he bought, I think like a Tama or something. But
What happened to that sound percussion kit?
I mean, I think we just got rid of it, or tried to sell it at like a garage sale or something.
Yeah, it's like hardcore history right there. That sound percussion kit.
Dude,
MBR started like that. It was one of those bands.
yeah, dude. I was like, we're gonna be a band.
You guys were like straight up like a 3-piece, right? Like
Yeah.
Mike was singing and playing guitar. Like, there's video of him playing his guitar all the way fucking down here. and then like,
Who are you trying to be, dude?
I was trying to be Billy Joe, dude.
Yeah, or if you're either Billy Joel, James Hetfield, or Dave Grohl. If you play like that.
Yeah. And then what didn't help that was seeing MXPX live, and I was like, dude, that guy, they're literally way down here. So I was like,
Yeah, them too, huh?
but
I wish I could play that low. To this day, I wish I could play all the way down here, but like there's like a complete disconnect between like hitting proper notes and being all the way down here. I have to hold my guitar like I'm playing in Corn.
It doesn't work.
Just, yeah.
Like, it's very
Then it's just game
ergonomic.
over because I'm like this.
You have to have a really short neck on the guitar to be able to pull that off, or I don't know. How'd you do it?
I don't know. I mean, you know what? You know what's funny is that if I haven't tried to like play, like, you know what I mean? If you're asking me to be in a punk band right now, like to play guitar or I don't know where I would have the guitar. Because
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Would I default to down here? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's like very deep seated.
I
Or
feel
maybe
like,
you like put it on and be like, how the fuck did I do this?
I don't, yeah.
I feel like with age, like my guitar has just gotten higher and higher and higher. Like at this point, I'm playing like it's an acoustic. I'm like right here, fucking yeah, dude, it's sick.
For a while, that was a hot thing to do, like poison the well. And like, be
Yeah, do all this technical shit up here and then headbang like this.
yeah, exactly. You have to do like the swing the guitar.
The punk bands that kind of like not ruin, but like like changed that for, at least for me, like at least got me thinking like, oh shit, maybe I do need to go higher. Was seeing Propaganda for the first time. Yeah, you played, Chris plays up here, and then and then Anti-Flag. They kind of held their guitar, or they had, or at least I feel like one of the guys had it high.
Yeah, those were bands that practiced.
Yeah,
that actually
Talented.
honed their craft.
talented band.
Yeah.
I also feel like those are bands that like move up and down the fretboard a lot more than like, you know, like classic just like power chords and shit.
Yeah, dude, bass and like Anti-Flag songs is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those walking bass lines.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first Anti-Flag song that you heard? Just, I don't know why, random question.
Fuck Police Brutality,
Was it?
probably. Yeah.
Mine was Die for Your Government.
You're gonna die, die, die.
You gotta die for your government.
My first time seeing Anti-Flag was it was at Warped Tour, like Warped Tour 2001, I think, and it was the one that was at the, I guess, the Honda Center now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Pond back then,
The Pond.
and it was in the parking lot, and so I remember there was like this makeshift like wrestling ring, and they were playing in it.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
I actually just had this conversation with Ryan, Grasper Hope guitar player, and then with Martin. And if I remember correctly, Ryan was saying that he was at the very first Warped Tour ever. And he was like, man, this is so cool. You know, this is the coolest shit ever. And then he's like, we were just talking about how as the years went on, it just became this like jumbled mess, almost like all these different side stages and these different tents that had to...
it like peaked. Like I'm not even sure what year I would say was the peak.
Like early 2000s, I think.
Where it jumped the shark, right? It just became too much.
It became too much, and I think it was the year that, at least for me, like the last time that I was like, if I can't go to this Warped Tour, I'm gonna die. Like I have to go. Was I want to say the headliners were. It was when like AFI was already like AFI. Like they were. I think Art of Drowning had just come out. I think it was that around that time.
Yeah, that might have been the last one I went to.
At least the one where like I felt like every band.
That was when like Thursday moved up to the big stage, like, and I think Taking Back Sunday played. Is that the one?
Probably.
Same one? Yeah, that's when it started getting like jumbled up. Like you couldn't tell. It was like metalcore bands, punk bands, old punk bands, skate punk, and Katy Perry.
You guys have any fun Warped Tour? Any fun Warped Tour stories?
I mean,
as a showgoer.
As a show goer, actually, the last year that there was a Warped Tour, I met up with Martin over there, and I just randomly wandered off and happened to catch Ailstorm live.
Sick,
dude. As soon as they started playing Mexico, I was like, yeah, dude. That was cool. But as a fan going, I remember going to Warped Tour. I want to say it was like 2004 in Georgia, and this was like pretty much
Georgia in the summertime.
Yeah, it was so humid, and it was disgusting. But it was just like that was like at the height of like emo, you know. So it was like just like. All I remember was just feeling so stressed out, trying to figure out like what bands I wanted to see because there's so many stages and like, okay, I gotta go this way, I gotta go this way, I gotta go, like, fuck, these two bands are playing at the same time. Like, what do we do? Who do we watch? Do we watch half of this set and go watch the other half of this set? And it like legit almost made me break down because it was so hot and so humid that I couldn't make a decision. And I just remember just fucking standing still and just being like, what the fuck, man? Like, what?
Your CPU overheated?
Yeah. It was just so overloaded, and I was like, nope.
The fans were too loud.
Yeah.
You're trying to cool down your brain.
And then I think ever since then, like, I've had this thing about festivals where I'm just like, if it's a festival, I'd rather not. I'd rather not go.
Yeah, I kind of have a beef with festivals too. It's like everything's a festival now. If you want to like see your your favorite band, you have to pay for like a 3-day weekend festival thing. You're like, what the hell? Just play a show, dude. There's a club right here. Just come to the club, play the club, please.
Dude, my buddy Austin, who used to play guitar in Creative Void, was FaceTiming me this weekend because he was at that like Tahoe is for lovers or whatever it was, and he was like, I pick up the phone. He's like, hey. I was like, what's up, dude? He's like, what the fuck am I doing here? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm about to watch Hawthorne Heights. He's like, Plain White Tees are playing right now. Look at this shit. He just fucking turns it around. I was like, whoa, there's still a band? I didn't even realize they were still doing stuff. But he's like, yeah, somehow I got suckered into coming to this festival. So I'm just going to hang back on this grass for the next 18 hours and just just hang out. I was like, all right.
Tahoe's for lovers?
Something like that. Hawthorne Heights is doing this like kind of festival tour through a bunch of different states and places. Like they're coming to California, and Thrice actually just is on the bill also.
Oh, wow.
But of course, like they're sold out, and then the only thing available are like $250+ VIP experiences. So, yeah.
Priced out, man.
Priced
Everyone's
out.
Getting priced out.
Priced out.
I saw that Smashing Pumpkins are playing Yamava. I was like, oh, sick, dude. You want to go? Like, let's go check it out. We were in the car.
$500.
Yeah,
$600?
for the bad seats, dude. Even each. It's like, damn. Like, who can afford anything now?
That's crazy. Any Warped Tour stories, Mike? As a fan, not as an artist.
As an artist.
That is a cool guy.
That's a cool. Actually, yeah. So, let's say on the AFI thing. So AFI was having a signing, and it was just like fucking massive, and so there's this huge line, and they were like, okay, at some point we're gonna cut the line's gonna get cut, and so I remember I left the line because I was like, I'm not gonna get to meet. No, this is too far, and so I'm walking to the front, and then all of a sudden this fight breaks out, and it's people trying to rush the tent where they're at. And so this big old fight breaks out. Security comes out, and it's like mayhem. And so then I just hear I'm able to hear if your hand's marked, you can see AFI. And so I was like close enough to the fight and where everything was happening. I ran in and I just put my hand out, dude, and I felt the thing. So I got my hand checked. And so I got to go in line. So that was one thing. So now I'm like in line to meet AFI when I shouldn't have been in the first place.
Yeah.
And then we go into the tent, and I'm like, literally, I'm inside the tent. Another fight breaks out outside. So now they block off both entrances for the tent. So we're stuck in there. And so stuck in there with AFI.
My God.
And so like we're only supposed to get one thing signed.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, we're in here. So I was just like, hey man, my friend is actually, I had time to explain my situation. And they were like, yeah, whatever you want signed. So I got all this shit signed, like for my friend that couldn't come in, and like for anyone else that wanted AFI shit. So whatever I had, like they were like signing like random pages on like the magazine that I have.
So
anyway, so that was a fun.
you're just handing out AFI autographs.
Yeah.
$10,
I'm
$15.
like, who did I come with? Okay, you get one. Who wants to buy me lunch? Okay, you get one.
That's my favorite part. I had time to explain my whole situation. You're like doing a PowerPoint presentation. I can get the laptop all set up. Like, all right, listen, Davey. What happened was.
Yeah, and I remember them just kind of like loving it, like that's punk. Like I was trying to meet you guys, but there's like no way. And they're like, dude, that's rad. And I was like, can you sign stuff for my friends? I was like, yeah, dude, whatever you want to sign.
That's sick.
So, put my.
Any fun Warped Tour stories or festival stories?
I'm not a big fan of festivals. No, I think watching the Used and what's his name, the singer, Bert. Yeah, watching him throw up on stage when they were playing the small stage first.
Sick.
That was cool. It was my friend was like, we gotta watch the Used. They're so sick. It's like my new favorite band. The singer throws up on stage, and I was like, all right. And we went, and there he was, throwing up on stage because he screamed too hard. But also,
when you learn as a vocalist, it's bullshit. It's just he's on drugs and shit.
He was just on drugs.
Yeah.
Hungover. Yeah.
And then that same stage, Death by Stereo played, and Ephraim, the singer, he jumped down, and my friend was huge. My friend Ash, it was the singer of my band back then. He was like he was a gymnast like his whole life, but he was like huge. And he's like, holy shit. And he just like, he looks at us, and then he grabs Ephraim, the singer, and he like picks him up and starts like running around the pit with him. And we were all just like, yeah. And he was like holding on to him. He got like, the crowd like overpowered him, and then he just like pulled him out of the pit and like saved his life and like put him back on stage. It's like, thanks, man.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I fucking love Death by Stereo.
Yeah, they're sick. I saw the guitar player at what's the name of that bar? Friar Tuck's. It was like in San Dimas or something, and he was just bartending there. I was like, dude.
You're like, what?
Yeah, what are you doing here? You're like a god. It's like he doesn't. Yeah, it's like he doesn't pay the bills. It's like, damn. Like I have no shot. This dude. He was like, they were like passing around a magazine that he was like on the cover of too, and I was like, dude, I have no shot. That's when the dream died for me.
It's crazy because like I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, especially in this genre of music, it's very, very hard to make it as a career, like
Punker.
punk band or like a career metal band or a career like hardcore band. You know what I mean? Like there's so few that actually, like, it takes a certain type of person to like stick it out and do this for a living, because like there's not a ton of money. You know, most dudes that are doing this full time also have like side projects that they do from the road, you know?
Yeah.
So and it's wild because a lot of people don't think, like, they just have this like rock star, you know, like, oh fuck, like these dudes play one of my favorite songs I've ever heard, like they must be fucking killing it, and you're like, no.
Yeah, it's that also that misconception from the public.
Yeah.
That was shattered at Friar Tuck's bar from me. There is a lot of money. That's the thing. It's just there are gatekeepers to that. Give me your money. No, but it is. I think it'd be cool if you can break it down into a statistic, because we have statistics for how many kids who start playing Pee-wee football make it to the NFL. But I don't think we have something like 0.001%. Don't quote me. I just made that up. But it'd be cool if, like, if you were able to track that, how many kids got into, let's say, like a music class or something, or bought a drum set, and then how many of them actually made it. You know?
Yeah. I know that, like, I think it was Rick that had pointed out, like, some weird fact to me that was, like, I think only 0.03% of people in the world have the ability to actually write, like, a hit song, like a top of the charts, like, number one hit song. Like, only 0.03% of the population of the world
That's a crazy
can actually do
stat.
it, which is wild. It's something, like, super, super tiny. And, like, you think, like, there's so much music, there's so many, like, artists, there's, you know, and maybe that statistic has changed now that, like, the internet and social media and YouTube and, you know, like, everybody's self-producing and, you know, things like that have changed, but
Yeah.
still it's such a tiny number.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, the percentage could still be the same, but
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
That's the one. So, like 0.03. Tracks. Math.
If something just to do in next time you're at Union Barbershop, if you go into the bathroom, the entire bathroom, it has showcase theater flyers.
Oh,
Like
sick.
that's like the entire wall.
Where did he get all those flyers?
I think he had them, and then he also had
And then he, like, copied them.
yeah. Well, I think he had like a buddy who like loaned him some too. I think.
Okay.
But I mean, just go through that list, write down every single band that you go through and see, and from there see like who did what.
Yeah.
I imagine it'd be a pretty small,
Yeah.
you know, like, and who of those bands is still, you know, playing, so relevant, you know.
Yeah. It'd be cool that if that number stay the same, if that percentage, but with the amount of people creating stuff now,
Yeah.
the number itself has grown. You know what I mean?
Well-
It's like 0.03 out of 1 million artists, but now there are like 10 million
Yeah.
artists.
What's crazy too is, like, did you guys hear about, like, the Ed Sheeran like lawsuit that he had against him? So there was, like, another artist apparently that sued Ed Sheeran saying, like, hey, you stole the chord structure from my song.
Oh, and it was pretty close, right?
And it was pretty close, right? But I didn't mean to just
Yeah, that's
completely copy what you just said.
Hey, I think you got an
meant to-
echo. Jesse,
I meant to- it
you
was
want to
pretty
check
close.
that?
Right. There's supposed to be a comma there. But
I didn't even catch it until you. Jesse's checking.
glass
He's like,
just
is there an
shattered
echo
right
in
now.
there?
But apparently Ed Sheeran walks into court for when he was supposed to give his testimony and brings a guitar, and then played, like, it was like a shitload of songs with the exact same chord progression.
Yeah.
He was like, you think I stole that? What about this song? Same chord progression. What about this song? Same chord progression. What about this song? Same chord progression. Like, it's like, you can't sue me over a chord progression because, like, literally the building blocks for, like, a hit song is, like, what, C, G, D, something like that. C, G, D, and A or something.
C G F or C G
CGI.
C, G, D.
G. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like the building block of almost every hit song that has come out in the past, like, 100 years or something like that.
Yeah, I once wrote "Only in Dreams." So like, I was messing around with the guitar because I play guitar too sometimes. I was like, "Oh, this sounds dope," and I was like, "Wait!" And I played it a little faster. I was like, "God damn it, it's only in dreams." And then my friend wrote a song, and it was "Push It."
Nice.
I was like, dude. I was like, dude. I was like, play it like this. And he's like, no, it's not the same. I was
not
like,
the
it
same
is.
thing.
It's Push It.
Dude, Ed Sheeran though, thinking out loud and Let's Get It On. It's,
Yeah.
it's the same.
It's the
like,
same thing.
same vibe at least.
What are you showing me?
The chord progressions.
Oh,
Those
C, G,
boobies.
A minor and F. A minor, F, C, G,
Cute.
C, F, G, F. These are all sizes.
We caught Cochino Jesse before the podcast looking at boobies on.
Yeah, we caught Jesse scrolling through the scrolling through a page, and there was a
Yeah, he's going to close all his apps.
Yeah.
He had the hub up.
What's that? We're like, what's that?
hey.
Hey, so although one of the interruptions was actually a good one, Jesse. Before we go any further, we should probably do a mental health check. Now that we're like,
We don't have to do a mental health check because they did one on Share the Backline, so they did it for us.
That's right.
That was in honor of you guys. It's an honor.
You'll be hearing from our lawyer soon.
Yeah, the one we can't afford.
We'll chip in for your lawyer to sue
Like,
us.
can you work us out a deal for the both of us? Because
We gotta help the homies out
Yeah.
so they can sue us.
yeah, the boys are broke.
We'll kick back some of that money.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just buy some more of our own shirts and then we'll be able to pay for it.
I didn't know they were ready. I'm gonna buy one.
Yeah, it was kind of sneaky.
yeah, I didn't even know they had dropped
side
either until you had told me. Which, by the way,
I'm not here.
we do have a hidden guest.
Yeah,
off
Share the
the side over
Backline
here.
is here. Right
Share
now.
the Backline is here. We are sharing the Backline.
Sorry, Andrew Beardley.
Andrew Beardley
So yeah, let's do mental health check. Mental health check is where we like to check in weekly, see where we're at mentally. That way, if we're doing something well, like what are we doing? Any coping mechanisms that are helping us? And if we're not doing well, if we're in a funk, maybe what are we neglecting to do that is keeping us in that funk? Who wants to go first?
You can go first, Mike.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He missed. I already had my therapy session for this week, Mike.
So my the timing was bad.
Next weekend, you guys should all join me for coffee, and we'll send Mike a picture.
I'll be there. Wait.
I'll be there.
Every week the
Hold on.
crowd gets bigger and bigger. Turns into a festival.
Mike.
Mike can't get in.
Mike, it's gotten to a point where Scott goes, he's with Jordan? And I go, yeah.
I forgot who it was. I think it was Kaylee. Kaylee's like, yeah, your friends came in. They all came in without you. I was like, I heard.
Aren't they your friends?
Yeah.
I heard. She's like, and there was a new one with them. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's Ryan.
Dang.
Ryan.
Well, mental health check. Mentally, I'm doing well. This is today's day one of trying to get back in shape for tour.
Oh, yeah.
Feel like I'm a couple weeks behind, but yeah. So I think that's gonna be good for me. I tried singing on the way here. That did not go well.
Oof.
But yeah, mentally things are good. I've been able to, for anyone who doesn't know, my girlfriend and I talk a lot, so I've been able to kind of get a lot of things out and share things with her and stuff, which has been nice. But that's something Mike and I would do on Saturdays, so I've had to reflect. No, but
Just gonna have Hawthorne Heights playing in my head right now.
We actually go for coffee every week.
but
I can't make it on my own.
I
You almost got me singing backups over here.
last week I had literally told Mike, I was like, hey, I was talking with Jordan and she really wants to make sure that like I don't miss Saturday coffee. And then I told Mike, and then the following Saturday I was in LA all weekend. I couldn't be there.
You want to know what's even funnier? Is I was in LA on Sunday.
What? Where?
Mhm.
Where?
I went to Hollywood.
I was in Hollywood.
I was at the Guitar Center in Hollywood
I wasn't there.
because actually I took a mental health day on Sunday, and I took a solo mission out to Hollywood.
To find me.
I was like, I must find him. And then,
Have
and
you
then-
seen this man?
I have your location on my phone. I was like, where is it? No, I took like sorry, I didn't mean to like butt in on your.
Oh, no, I was
health
done.
check.
I was done.
I took a little mental health day on Sunday and took a solo mission out to LA, and then me and Andrew had kept different Andrew. Sorry, bud. Me and Andrew had been like saying like, hey, let's have lunch, let's meet up, whatever. And then we kept having shit come up. So I was like, you know what? On Sunday, Crima had her sister out here, so I was like, hey, I'm just gonna cruise out for the day, you know. So I went out there, went to Guitar Center, and then part of it was like the me and Ryan had been talking, and I was like, well, I'm gonna find you a fucking live rig. So I was like, let's go to the vintage section out there in LA, because I feel like if you're gonna go to any Guitar Center, that's probably the best one to go to. The rest of them are kind of dog shit unless you just absolutely need something. But so I went out there, was looking at some amps, and then that's when I saw all the new Charvels on the wall, and I was like, hey, Ryan's been wanting to throw some tremolo stuff into this Grass for Hope. So I was like playing on a couple of them. One of them I picked up, played for like legit an hour while I was waiting for Andrew, and I was like, I'm gonna buy this. So I text Gerald. It's like, hey, bud. And then yeah, had lunch with Andrew, and then I was texting Martin. Because Martin was like, yo, what are you up to? And he's like, we're recording right now. He's like, I'm recording at Dead Stare with my homie Andrew. And I was like, oh, sick. I'm in Hollywood with my homie Andrew. And then that was that. We didn't meet up or anything. We just text each other and said we're in the same city, and then went about our lives. But I didn't text Mike, because when I texted him in the morning, I was like, hey, are you working? What's going on? He was like, I'm at this film festival with my lady. This is how I read his text when he texted me back. He's
You
like,
read it in cool guy
nah.
voice?
He's like, nah.
I was saying it in tears. He doesn't
like,
know my end.
He's like, nah, I'm at this festival. My girlfriend's friends, they make films. So
You ever heard of him?
and I was like, okay, sick. And that was it. But yeah, other than that, my mental health is great. I'm just I kid. I like to give Mike shit, especially because he's in uncharted territory lately. New girlfriend, new friend group, new introductions to new people.
I'm
so
the same guy. Nothing's changed.
are you though?
I'm the same.
Are you? You drive to LA now, Mike. That's something that we never thought would come from you. Every time we'd be like, let's go to LA, Mike would be like,
I wanted to say this off camera, so we wouldn't have to say it on the show. But I went to the beach
I know, I saw it.
2 days in a row.
I was going to zoom in on the picture of you with your shirt
I had
off.
my shirt off.
Yeah, shirt off in the picture. I was going to screenshot it, but I was like, he's going to feel like I'm giving him too much shit at this point. So I'll just stop.
Like, I'll let him enjoy his beach day.
If it makes you feel better, I was still wearing my Vans out on the sand.
I do that too. I don't wear like flip-flops or anything. I just go Vans with no socks.
I've decided that next time I'm gonna go Crocs.
That's unfortunate, but it's okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it for myself.
Think of the sand, the amount of sand that's going to go into those Crocs.
So much sand in the Crocs.
I'm gonna
You might as well just go barefoot.
and I'm gonna start making my swim trunks. I'm gonna make them baggy jean shorts.
Oh my god. Are you going to wear a big white shirt too, that way you don't take your shirt off?
Yep.
That'd be so sick. I take it back. Go to the beach, Mike. Take my pictures.
I would argue that wearing Crocs at the beach is a lot worse than just being barefoot.
Yeah, because
You're
you're
like trapping
trapping
it in. Exactly. Whatever. Shout out to Crocs. Why is that like the hardcore move though?
I
Dude,
don't know.
the wearing your Vans with no socks at the beach.
Dude, that's what I do.
When you said that, I was like, holy shit. That's exactly what I do. Just get the old schools. I'm at the beach, so rock them, no socks.
Yep. You just
Go.
tap them out
Slip them out.
when you get ready to leave.
yeah.
good to go.
Exactly.
Did you guys ever make your own? Did you guys ever make your own slides? Where you cut from here?
Yeah. Your own
With
band.
the old
clog.
bands?
Yep.
Yeah. We just step on the back so much.
Yep.
that
So
it's
they just lay flat.
Completely flattened out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Well, where are you at? Where is your mental health?
We're all cut from the same cloth, man.
Look at us.
So weird when you realize you're not unique at all. I've been kind of in a rut, but it's like all weekends. Like last weekend, I just like isolated, but I notice it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm on medication, and then 2 days I didn't take them. I was like, oh, maybe that's why I feel like shit. So I took them the next day, and I have an appointment coming up with the doctor too, so I can like mention these things. That's the only thing about like taking care of your mental health and becoming an adult and growing up fucking ruins so many great songs for me, because I'm like, oh, this dude's like, he's like talking about his problems and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's easy.
Zola.
Just call your doctor, dude. They'll hook you up, dude. What you need is therapy. You know, stop crying about this girl or whatever's going on. And like, it ruins so many albums. Like, I'm like, so many things. We got doctors. We're modern men.
We got all
just
these
get help for it.
we got all these bangers that are out there because people
It's mental health bangers.
they didn't know how to take care.
Mental
take care of
illness
themselves mentally.
yeah, mental illness bangers.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I think I'll let you get back into your mental health check. But one of the funny things when Jesse was on you guys' show, when you guys went around and you guys did your like prescription check, what are you guys saying? And everybody just calls out what they're on.
We had a full-on group therapy session.
I know.
We are depresso.
I know.
I don't
Mike,
want to go right now.
Mike, you've probably been busy, but Jesse's episode dropped. To share the backline, and Jesse did good, but
You know, I know he did good because you didn't call me.
I didn't call you.
I was waiting. Dude, I'm not even joking. I was half checking my phone. And I'm like, that was what came out. Cause I was busy. And I was like, I haven't had a chance. So I was like, if Jesse said something crazy, Mike's gonna text me or call me.
Did you fucking hear Jesse? It's funny because after you did the episode, we went to go see Blink, right? And we were driving the van, and I was like, "So, did Jesse say anything wild or outlandish?" He's like, "No, nothing that bad. He did air out some things though, but."
Thursday at 12, my stomach was turning for like a little bit. So I'm like, fuck, like, what if they don't take the joke? No, this is Mike. No, they take you.
No, I thought the episode was really, really funny. Actually, I really enjoyed it. It was funny. I'm so happy that Haitlin has so much more access to everything than you do. Jesse's on the episode and he's like, "They let you push buttons? They give you a microphone?"
He like rushed in before, as soon as we opened the door, he like rushed in and looked at our gear. So, what?
They checked her mental health.
You guys like her?
Hey, you shut up over there. Hey, you shut up and be quiet over there.
That was one thing that when you guys said it, I was like, "Oh yeah."
I can die when he said that. Just a little bit. He just went. He's like, "I'm alright. Thanks for asking." Everything.
And he's just looking back and forth. He's like, "I'm okay."
I don't know. It's like no one's ever asked me. No one's ever asked me that before.
Imagine the whole podcast is him just spewing out all this. We'll sit you out.
Yeah. And then like 5 seconds of silence. I go, "All right, thanks for checking in, guys. Guess we'll see you next week."
Oh man.
We see like years later that Jesse has his own private channel. Yeah. And while we're talking, he's like, yeah. So mentally, I've just been.
I do my own
Just been.
He just
bad place,
does
man.
freeze frames and pauses our episodes. And he goes, "See right here, what I was thinking was."
You guys are obviously paused. You're like,
Oh man.
so back to you guys.
Yeah.
And then unpause.
And back to the show.
Good work, Jesse.
It was inside.
You do a fine job.
Good work.
Poor Jesse. It's like I'm dying alone in a room full of people.
Well, staying on the mental health side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some of like your go-to coping mechanisms that kind of help you if you're in a funk?
Definitely humor, but I've learned to kind of control it a little bit because it cannot always jive with people. You know, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, and then I start doing like that's what she said jokes or whatever, and like not the right time, dude. Chill. I'm an alcoholic, so I've been sober for over 10 years. We laugh, Jesse. It means I'm sober.
I wasn't even gonna laugh, and then he started.
This is water, okay?
I was just thinking when we started, he goes, yeah, I used to drink a lot.
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of drinking. No, I'll tell some fucking outlandish stories. I did a lot of drinking. So I have a sponsor, so whenever we don't meet like regularly anymore, well, I probably should now, but if I'm ever in a rut and I don't feel like modern medicine can get me out or therapy and things like that, I'll give them a call. Beer leads you. Like, I mean, you always hear those jokes like, hey man, podcast isn't therapy, and I get that, but being able to, it helps when I'm isolating, but I have that one day out of the weekend where I gotta like come out and talk,
Yeah.
and that shit, it can save your life.
Yeah.
Just having that one day, like a coffee day,
Yeah, dude.
where you show up and you kind of force yourself to get out, and then even just getting some sunlight, with vitamin D and stuff. So one time I had a vitamin D deficiency, and I started getting suicidal, and I was like, I remembered I was working out, so I would work out every day, and I was doing curls and crying out, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, all right, like I put the fucking dumbbells down, I fucking made an appointment with my doctor. I was like, this is weird.
Wait, so did you just go like do curls in the sun? Is that
yeah?
like
Well,
Superman, you just recharge with the.
I was with Earth's yellow sun. No, so they called me. I was at work, and they called me on a Saturday. So I was like, "Oh shit, I'm dying." I got the C word, and no, it's just like, "You have vitamin D deficiency. We got to put you on this and that." And I was like, "Dude, it's Saturday." I was like, "Chill, okay. Like, I'll get some more sunlight." Like, no, we got to put you on. It was like a super high dose. And I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And then when I went, they were like, "It makes your depression a lot worse." But it was kind of like one of those snowball effects, because I went through a breakup, and then that made it worse, and I was isolating, so I was only like I was working indoors too, so I was just driving to work, and it was like dark, it was super early in the morning, so I would never see the sun basically. Just like in my room, and then go straight to work, come back home, and that's when they were like, yeah, it's getting worse. So getting out sometimes for some coffee or something can help out.
Dude, you know what I started doing recently, weirdly, since Mike got a girlfriend, I started skateboarding again,
Nice.
and my old body can't take it. But
Michael, what if you fall and hurt your hands?
well, it's the price you have to pay. I started skateboarding again, and just like kind of cruising around outside, and it's like, this feels nice. This feels good. When Jesse got here, I was watching skate videos. He's like, "You didn't start skating again, did you?" I was like, "Maybe."
Watch, next he's gonna have his boards up.
Yeah, all these decks just hanging everywhere.
Dude, that was you. You got into my algorithm. I was watching skate videos earlier. Yeah, at work. I was like, oh, sweet. Why are there all these skate videos now? Yeah, it must have been you.
Dude, I was I relived my my days when I first saw that Foundation video. That's Life. I don't know if anybody in here skates.
I feel like I've seen it.
I don't know if he's a skateboarder, but I just remember like seeing all these dudes that were so punk rock that were skateboarding, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Just like dudes in like studded leather jackets, just like sliding their face across concrete. It was sick.
Sparks flying and shit when they fall.
Speaking of going and getting coffee, I've been seeing these boys in the shop.
Yeah.
Every time it catches me by surprise, because it's like the first time they came in, I think I like stared at them the whole way in, like processing what I was seeing. I was like,
it's just this, like the doors open and there's just light behind them because it's morning.
I'm like, how'd you find me?
Fog comes in, lasers and shit.
Dude, how sick would that be? You guys do like the power line dance when you come in?
Yeah, he walks in and then we split.
Every time they come in, because usually they get to the reg, and by the time I realize that they're there, and so I'll see their drinks, and I just have to be like trying to hide it, but not really well. I'm like, I'll put extra shots in your drink. Extra shot. Go.
Didn't you say that he fucked you up with like like so many extra shots?
Yeah, I love it though, because then I get 2 drinks because he can't handle it. And I'm like, oh, is it too strong for you? Oh, that sucks.
Dang.
I just fucking reach over.
Dude, watch. No. Trust me. Next time, give me one more chance. It'll
Baby, come back.
I'll make it so good that even if it does fuck you up, you're gonna be like, it's okay. It was so good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Life's like, good.
Worth it. He's having a heart attack.
Just like this in the truck.
Yeah, I'm fucking hang in there, dude. Fucking hauling ass to the hospital. It's okay. It was worth it. It's worth it.
And Brian came in without Andrew, and I was like, who the fuck's this guy?
Oh yeah, our new guy.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
what? There's a new guy?
Yeah,
Are you guys not working together anymore?
we got a third guy. He met us there. He was there like a couple minutes later.
Yeah. Then I relaxed.
Oh,
I traded out the decaf shots. I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
I'll show him. He's not gonna get his wake up today.
Dude, I just because you were gonna be here, I wanted to pull some things.
Giggity.
And I wanted to, because on Share the Backline, you guys we talk a lot. We talk a lot. Talk a lot about conspiracies and what's going on in the world. So I wanted to bring this up with Mike in our presence. So this, we've been talking. The world has been talking about the Titan submarine, quote unquote submarine that for a week all they talked about was a submarine. But I have a list of things that happened while they were covering this sub crash. And I want you guys' thoughts on it.
The classic misdirection.
So while they were distracting us with the news about the sub, $6 billion is missing from the Pentagon.
Weird.
JP Morgan and Jeffrey Epstein, deleted 47 million emails on accident.
That happens sometimes.
This one was new for me. I didn't know this one. Joe Biden is apparently undergoing an impeachment vote in the House.
Oh yeah, they do that like every week.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's a note in here that says the chances of Trump winning in 2024 is higher than ever before.
Make America exciting again, dude. That should be his new.
Make America exciting again?
Yeah, it's been so boring.
He's got to get the kids in it, so it's Make America lit again.
That's true. Make America not mid.
Yeah.
So butt cheeks.
Without going into a lot of my views on things.
No, get into it, dude.
Dude, part of me, I feel like this year I'm gonna be so open about voting for Trump, just to drive people insane, and I'm gonna wear the MAGA hat and everything, dude. I'll probably make my own.
Shenanigans.
Damn it.
It's gonna say Mala, Make America lit again. Oh yeah. The USDA approved lab-grown chicken in the United States. It's made from actual living flesh, right? But it's lab-grown meat, essentially.
Yeah, we're fine.
That wasn't.
Is
a
that
surprise to
vegan?
me. Like my people were all excited.
Is that vegan?
My people were all excited about it.
Does that count? If it's lab-grown meat,
I wouldn't, because it's gross, but it's on the same. It's on the same wavelength as far as the reasons for it, like ethics and environmental impact from meat processing, from
yeah.
it's a lot of pollution, greenhouse gases, also the slaughtering of all the animals, the waste, just a ton of shit. So it's on par.
So you would
Fuck you, dude.
so you would eat.
I wouldn't eat it. It's gross. But y'all can eat it.
But you'd much rather us eat it than an actual chicken.
Yeah, you guys eat it. Yeah, you guys are doing too much damage to the earth.
Yeah.
Of course, I'll stick with my broccoli and tofu.
Also, I just want to go on and say I don't give a fuck about Trump or the Republican Party.
He's been sweating this whole time. He has no idea what I said. For the last 2 minutes, he's like, "Oh shit!"
That being said, though,
I gotta go back.
I will openly vote for him and campaign for him, just to troll everybody.
Would you eat lab-grown chicken, Mike?
I mean, I feel like we've eaten.
We
I
eat
feel like
Beyond Meat.
we've already had crazy stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
But it's actually
I don't know.
They put these living cells in what they call cell food. It's like a soup that the cell eats in order to reproduce it.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah,
sounds
it does.
so gross.
But you're eating the same thing. You're eating cells that did that same thing, just inside of a living thing, which kind of sounds more gross in a way. If you think about it, it was like covered in hair and shit everywhere and piss.
How do you feel about?
Yeah, change your mind, Jesse. I'm looking right at him too.
How do you feel about though? Like let's say it's like a situation where you hunt, and then you use every piece of the animal.
That would have been cool, like 100 years ago. We don't need to do that anymore. The fuck? No. It's. I know there are places in the world where, like, they're still doing homesteading, like
Right.
certain places,
Yeah.
and you kind of have to do that. Sometimes there are, too many wolves, and then they kill off all the deer. Then there's no more deer, or there's too many deer, and then they eat all the whatever. So I know there is, and they do issue licenses because of that in certain seasons or whatever. But I mean, why live over there?
You like just move.
Yeah,
go to somewhere where there's a 7-Eleven, dude. Come on.
Why are you living in the Andes? Get the hell out of there.
I mean, I know I live in the mountains, but come on.
Yeah.
I still have a 7-Eleven. Like, don't you want a slushie every once in a while?
Are slushies plant-based?
Don't do it.
Are they? Isn't there like syrups in there that are?
Because of the process of the sugar.
Yeah.
Sometimes. You guys know where red dye comes from?
Where does it come from?
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Well, I want to know. I'm ready.
You want to know?
I'm ready for change.
Isn't it something with a beaver?
No, it's just insects. There are red insects from Brazil. I think it's like red 40 or something, but they dry these bugs up and then they crush them into a powder, into a dye, and then that's almost all of the red food dye is from bugs.
Protein.
Yeah. So eat only red foods for added protein. Would you guys eat crickets? Like,
I
I haven't.
have.
You have?
Crickets,
Yeah.
The chips or what?
No, our old guitar player had some, and I think they were chocolate covered.
Oh.
The ones I had were like salted and roasted. I think. It was like
So you guys are
peanuts.
just eating straight up crickets?
Yeah, they were like
'Cause I know they
salted
made-
roasted crickets.
They made like a protein powder out of it, and then they make like chips and bread and stuff out of it.
Mhm.
But you guys were just eating like straight
Yeah, this
up
was
the
just a
crickets.
straight up
Yeah.
like somebody brought them in and we all like all right, like popped them, and
I've had little pieces of spider too.
that I can't do.
Crispy
I
spider.
can't. Speaking of your arachnophobia, I have this sweet ass scar inside of my arm right here that was from a recluse
Whoa.
biting me, and then I had a huge hole in my arm.
Yeah, because it just
Yeah,
deteriorates
and it just
muscle.
like eventually closed back up, but it was disgusting for a while.
Where was that?
Here.
He's like right here on my arm.
Yeah, like right.
No,
here,
it was
dude.
right here.
No, it was here. It was here in California. It was like in an old place that I lived. We had like an outdoor area, and don't know how or why there were recluses out here.
Yeah,
But-
because I saw one that looked like a brown recluse, and I looked it up and it said there are no recluses in California.
Yeah, they're like weird. It's like a weird wolf spider thing that looks like
Yeah,
a recluse.
They call it like a false recluse or something like that.
But when it got bit, and I had told like the doctors that looks like it was like from a recluse. It wasn't like a because I didn't get like a fever or anything like that like you would if it was a black widow.
Mm-hmm.
But you could clearly see there were like when it started there were 2 holes, and those 2 holes became like 2 like
Yeah, it just starts melting.
yeah, and then eventually it just became one big hole, like the flesh in the middle just like fell out. Yeah, it was disgusting.
That's scary. I'm gonna
So
stop
gross.
picking up recluses then. Like, there are no recluses here, and I'm like, come on, buddy, hop on.
Yeah, so I really don't know if it was just like some weird one-off scenario or what, but they were like, that looks like a recluse bite. I guess I didn't have like anything to bring them or like any venom to draw to confirm it, but there was a giant hole in my arm for
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean-
month, you know?
This guy's looking at me like, see, I told you to stop picking up spiders.
I can't. with the
Wait, do you
spiders.
really pick with spiders?
Yeah.
So you really do
Dude.
just like kind of get off on your phobias, huh?
Yeah, you just put your hand out and a spider's coming at it and you just start shaking a little bit. You gotta like stop shaking or it's gonna bite you.
Okay, this weird. I swear this is my last weird tangent. I recently fell down this rabbit hole of jumping spiders.
Yeah,
And
I
like
got
how
some.
people have pets.
That's me and your
And-
algorithm, dude.
And they have personalities and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Like people have these spiders and they're like, "Hey, Thomas," and Thomas walks over and like jumps onto their fucking hand and he's like sitting there looking at them. Have you seen these, Mike?
No. Mm-mm.
Dude, it's
I got a couple.
I have a
Come do the pod.
you actually have.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see this.
Yeah, some I've caught in the wild.
What?
dude.
One of them I bought.
Can I do my episode remote?
I'll show you, dude. They're fine. They're like little tiny dogs.
Like I brought this dog home. It's a wolf.
I
Sir, that is not a dog.
have a friend that she like collects whatever tarantulas,
Mhm.
and like for me, like I'm at least somewhat I'm not, I don't know if I'm on board with it, but at least it's like they're big enough so you can like see them. Like they can't really sneak up on you as well. Maybe that's what I think regular spiders scare me so much because I feel like they could just be anywhere.
Yeah.
And apparently they're like not venomous, or they are venomous, but they don't bite.
They don't bite
Mhm.
humans, right? Like they don't have a.
Like they
Yeah.
just don't need. They don't. Yeah.
It's the New World ones. So the ones that are fuzzy, what they'll do first is they'll launch those fuzzies to like distract you to get away, like the hairs on their back. But the old world ones, those have no hair. Those will fucking bite.
Dude, fuck that.
Those are looking for a fight, dude.
I was in Peru. I think I've told the story, but I was in Peru and we were doing like a Amazon night exploration thing where we had a guide. And he was like, "Yo, check this fruit out." And he like cut this fruit and he's like, "This will make your face numb." And me and my buddy were like, "Okay." So we eat these fucking like fruits, right? And you're just drooling because your mouth is like numb. So we're walking through the Amazon with fucking drool in our mouths, and he's like, "You see the," and like there's like webs that are like tunnels on the trees. And he's like, "These are for tarantulas." And we're like, "What the fuck do you mean these are for tarantulas?" And he's like, "Yeah, look." And he like, there's like a little tunnel, and he like put his fingers inside this thing, and a fucking tarantula like it's like in there like this, and it fucking comes out, and its arms spread, and then it falls on the jungle floor and disappears. And we're like, "What the fuck?" And it's nighttime and it's dark, and we're like,
You guys are like, "Oh no!"
it's like drool. It was like the best and worst experience of my life. I just did. It was all sweaty because it's humid. Tarantulas just freak me out. Like I could be around them, but I'd prefer not.
I think your thing with spiders is how I am with like sharks, specifically great whites. Even though I would never want to be around one,
Yeah.
but I have a fascination. Like I love Shark Week for that reason.
Hell yeah, Shark Week's shit.
I love all like shark movies. Like they terrify me. Like I hate horror movies. I hate being scared and I hate gore. But for whatever reason, I think watching someone else get eaten by a shark makes me feel,
It wasn't me.
it wasn't me.
Did you see those videos of the people like river fishing? A guy goes to wash his hands, and the shark comes out of the water, grabs his hand, and pulls him into the fucking water.
Is that real?
Yeah. Like these freshwater sharks are like coming into the rivers, and like they're fishing. They'll catch a fish, and the shark will come and grab the fish before.
Oh
they
yeah, those hybrids, right? They like swim up rivers and stuff.
Is that bull sharks?
Weird.
I think so.
I don't like that.
Could be wrong. You wouldn't get in a cage, dude?
Fuck
What?
no, dude. This will
That's white
shit-
people shit, huh?
Yeah, that's 100% white
I
people.
think, dude, I gotta do the 23andMe because I kind of want to do that.
23 and me.
I got the video pulled up. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
see?
no.
It's in the Everglades.
Oh, he's fine.
The
Yeah,
Everglades.
he's fine.
He's all right. Is that a shark
No,
or is
It's a
that
shark.
dude, no. Mm-mm.
What are
Like-
those? What are those fish that look like dragons? Or like huge?
Oh, I don't know. I know what you're talking about though. The
Yeah.
fucking long ass river thing. Ugh.
No, they have similar shape, but they're freshwater. Like
Not
huge
down.
scales. That's kind of what that looked like.
Oh, what's it called? I'll tell you.
What blows my mind for stuff like cage, like diving with sharks in the cage or something, or like for me, like skydiving is like terrifying. Is that you pay money for that?
Yeah.
I'm like, why would I pay money for that? Why would
Yeah. For sure.
So that shit's always funny to me. Cause I'm like, I'm gonna pay money to jump out of a airplane. No.
Yeah, for somebody that has that kind of phobia, it's like, all right, if you give me $10,000, I'll do it. But it's like when you realize, you're like, oh, I kind of want to do that, like overcome that fear, and then you're like, wait, I got to pay for it, but I'm doing something.
Yeah.
I'm doing something cool right now, courageous.
If I got sponsored, wait, never mind. I don't want to speak that shit into existence. I wouldn't.
Dude, if
Guys.
anybody's willing to sponsor a trip, we'll do a Share the Blind collab podcast, or Walking Backline, whichever one sounds cooler.
That's the one.
The sturgeon.
Sturgeon.
See the Titanic.
Too soon, dude. All right, so what else were they hiding from us while we were asleep
Well, that was the only list.
on the Titanic?
That was the list.
No, we only went through one thing, right?
Yeah, well, actually,
This guy went on his Trump rant.
The impeachment vote, the $6 billion missing from the Pentagon, because of the accounting error. Or whatever
Oh,
it was.
dude, let the Pentagon have that money. We know what they're doing with it. Finding aliens. They need,
Mike
they
doesn't
need
believe
that
in
money.
space.
find demons, dude.
Oh. Did you come up on the algorithm? Because I got something about the firmament
Probably.
and about how space is fake.
That was me for sure.
Yes, that's 1,000% Mike.
That was me for sure. Operation Fishbowl, look it up. Operation High Jump, look it
I'm
up.
like, this is where I just walk away.
You guys come in a couple minutes later. No, we're like screaming at each
You guys are on
other.
opposites of the couch. No.
Yeah, the couch is turned over like a shield. No. Throwing the pillow back and forth.
Back on.
Fucking makeshift helmets out of anything you can find in here. Sick.
I fucked up one of my coworkers' day because she was talking about satellites. And I was just like, I was like, dude, satellites are dope. I was like, when you get on break, I was like, show me a picture of a satellite like in space, like a real one. So then
So fucked up.
so she was like, okay. And then I was like, but not like a digital one, like an actual, like a picture of a satellite floating in space, like just a picture of that.
Nothing.
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 It doesn't exist.
That's
Wait,
how you
so
look.
do you believe in aliens?
You pulled the whole like, you like Nirvana? Name 3 songs.
Nice
Well, you
Slayer
like-
shirt. Name 3 songs.
Oh, you like space? Show me 3 planets.
Dude, when we're done, I have some shit to show you guys.
All right. Let's call it there then.
Wait. Before we go, a song. We need a song.
Oh, we do need a song. What song have you been jamming this week? And I'm gonna add it to the playlist right now because I always forget to do it after the fact.
Did you add last week's?
I think so.
Sweet. Hold on.
I'll give you mine.
Yeah.
I've been jamming Throne, Guilt. Fucking rips. It's so heavy.
Throne, Guilt.
Yeah, the band is named Throne. The song is
Oh.
named Guilt. You have a song that you've been jamming this week?
Yeah, God's Hate. The song is Life is Hard.
Hell yeah.
Sick jam.
I love the videos of the singer from God's Hate just throwing people like getting in his
Dude,
way,
that-
just bodying people.
That like video of him just completely full on stage diving
Oh,
at
dude,
somebody
so hard.
in the fucking crowd. So good.
All right. Well, you went way hard, so I'm gonna go way.
Wait,
soft.
sorry. Which song did you say?
Me or Mike?
You.
Oh, Life is Hard.
Life's hard. All right.
Be harder. It's words to live by.
So I'm gonna take us down from that aggressive side.
Sorry.
JP Sachs, Like That.
Oh. Oh yeah, you in love. You in love.
It could be a sad song. He writes a lot of sad songs too. He writes sad songs.
We know exactly where Mike is right now.
He does have. I remember kind of killing the vibe at like a hangout because everybody was like adding songs to the Spotify playlist.
Mhm.
And so I put on a JP Sax song, and it's the one that's like,
Hey, stupid, I love you.
no. It's the one that's he says, all I do is get over you, but I'm so bad at it.
Oh, that's such a good song.
It's such a great song.
Such a banger.
But like, my friends listening to it, they're like, "What is this?" like trying to follow. Like,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Don't worry about it.
I was watching 40-Year-Old Virgin last night. It reminded me of that. It's like, man, why you guys gotta kill the mood with that shit? Sharing the same heart? That's like some Britney Spears shit.
dude, one of the guys in that murdered his girlfriend.
Yeah, one of the guys that worked at the Smart Tech.
Yeah,
Not the old
What?
guy, though.
yeah, not the old guy. Not anal pleasures or whatever.
Yeah, the rusty trombone.
Yeah,
Which guy?
The other guy, not the old guy, his buddy.
Yeah, it was like two dudes. One in the movie, they're from Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
The younger guy.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He diced up his like a gnarly.
Oh,
like,
diced up like that.
like he like stabbed her, like I think it was like a crazy amount of times he stabbed her.
That's wild.
On that note,
should we end it on a sad?
Yeah, on that
low
note, On that note, stab that like button. Sorry.
Too soon.
Too much. You guys want to plug yours?
Oh yeah, you can buy these shirts, please,
Oh yeah.
so we can fund this guy's skydiving expedition. Sharethebackline.com. But check us out on YouTube. It's youtube.com/@sharethebackline. And then we're also on Instagrams and stuff. Same thing. Share the backline and everything. Yeah, just check it out. Subscribe. It's too soon. Subscribe and
Let's check it out and sub.
please leave comments and stuff. You guys can talk shit. You guys can thumbs down, whatever it is. Just hit us with some interactions. We swear we won't talk back. We'll be submissive.
For us at Walking Blind Pod everywhere, walkingblindpod@gmail.com for the email. Check out the merch store, get a cup. We're down to the last box of those things, so we're keeping that men's mental health awareness month little sale that we had going pretty much until they're gone. So yeah.
Something I want to throw out there because I've started to get resources for the No Bragging Rights tour that's coming up in August.
Oh, and yeah, announce those dates.
Yeah, it's so we have August 25th. The tour starts in Chicago, Illinois, and it's gonna end September 17th in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to be booking some shows on the way out. So I'm pretty sure we're hitting Spokane, Salt Lake City, and Denver.
Sick.
Which, as I'm saying this now, I don't think we've announced that, but
No,
I think
not
it's-
yet.
yeah.
But
You heard it here first, folks.
yeah. And
Nobody
then,
makes it this far,
yeah,
so it's fine.
Yeah. we can say
We
some
can
wild
say
shit right now.
whatever. we want. Trump 2024. I'm just kidding. In case you're still listening.
Yeah. And then we're gonna be booking some shows on the way home, and I think we might be doing Texas, Arizona, and then maybe either LA or Riverside, which would be sick. But so all that to say is if you know any resources that are within the areas of the venues that don't, because like I purposely do a very very easy vague, like close to like 30 resources that are within 30 miles of each venue. But if you know someone who has a clinic, or like there's a place that you personally go to, or a place that you even want to shout out, like hit us up and let us know of a service that you know of that we can add to our list.
Yeah, and once again, there are going to be cards and flyers at each of the shows that you can scan the QR code and check out those resources. We're going to actually recycle them from Australia because they're back.
They're back, dude. They made it back.
They made it back.
They made it back.
So
Wasn't sweating that at all.
So, yeah, you guys will be able to check that out, scan that QR code, and it'll bring you to the resources, and all the resources will be listed pretty much by city and by date for that tour. And then it's just going to be like an ongoing directory. We're not removing anything. Like the Australia stuff is still up there. Even the shows from before that are up there as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Forward it to a friend. If you guys know somebody that needs it, make sure to check them out.
Help is closer than you think.
Yeah. As much as we like to riff on each other around these parts, we also care about feelings, kinda. So make sure you guys check that out.
All right, let's go eat our feelings, guys.
Are we going to Taco Bell?
Are we going to Taco Bell?
I love you guys. Peace.
Peace.